and then we'll be live. Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ and Friends. This is the third and final show for today. My guest today is Fawn, and she's going to be talking about healing with a whole food plant-based diet and telling us her story. She also has an offering in the Vegan Health Bundle 2025, where for just a period of 10 days, 3 more days now, you can get over $5,500 worth of wonderful content, ebooks, courses, exclusive video from your favorite doctors, chefs, influencers, athletes, etc. Please welcome her to the show. Hello, and nice to meet you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, you've never been on the show before, so before we even get into what you have offered in the bundle, tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey of when you went whole food, plant-based, or vegan, and why.
Well, my husband and I actually watched What the Health in 2017, and we went vegan overnight. We watched the documentary, we connected the dots, we saw behind the curtain, and we made the decision overnight to donate all of our food and start from scratch. And through that initial like, uh-oh, now what are we going to eat on that very first day? That kind of sparked my passion in which I already had a passion for cooking, but going plant-based made me rediscover everything: seasonings, prep, every kind of way that you can make animal products but out of plants. And it kind of birthed a new passion for me. And I went vegan also for health reasons. I struggled a lot with nutritional deficiencies. I had a lot of digestive issues. Both of my parents have Crohn's disease, so I was really definitely afraid of getting any kind of autoimmune disorders from my lifestyle. And when I was 28, I went to the emergency room with the largest cyst of my life. I had PCOS at the time, and I was living on caffeine and cigarettes and eating whatever I wanted. I was not vegan. I wasn't even remotely healthy. And I went to the ER, and the doctor looked at me and said, if you continue down this path, we'll probably see you every few months. So it's up to you if you want to change your lifestyle, make the changes, and stop suffering, or otherwise I'll see you back. And that was kind of my turning point of trying to find a different way to live better. And at 2030 is when we actually watched What the Health made the change to vegan. And through that journey now, I went back a year after we went vegan, and all of my blood tests are perfect for the first time in my life. I no longer test for PCOS at all. And now as part of my offering, it's become a passion of mine to show people that they can still enjoy all of their favorite foods while investing in their health. And then also I have in the bundle my PCOS Jumpstart to Wellness program, which is lifestyle hacks, supplementation. And of course, if you purchased it through my main site, they're able to get all of my cookbooks as well. So it just kind of helps people jumpstart their plant-based lifestyle. And for me, it's become a passion to help other people live better and suffer less.
Thank you. And how do you help people? Is it through a course? Is it one-on-one coaching or group coaching?
Well, the program that's in the bundle is just the base program. The second tier offers supplementation with the program, and the third tier offers monthly option for coaching. So if anybody is struggling along the way, they would be able to reach me at least twice a week in personal one-on-one calls. We'll make tweaks. And I'm also working in partnership with a woman named Brooke Sellers, Miss Meatless Muscle on Instagram. And we are working together with that program. Also includes her at-home workout. And so for me, you can either just do everything on your own, or you can get the top tier, get all the supplements, and get all the coaching and one-on-one help. And for me, that's hugely rewarding to, get the call. My cycle is normal for the first time in 4 years, or I'm not in pain anymore. And that's really what I do this for, because I know how I felt and how difficult the medical care system, or the sick care system, I should say, is, especially for reproductive health issues with women. And I love offering a more holistic approach and remind people that it's not a helpless battle.
Great. Well, thank you. Was it easy or hard to switch from the diet you were on with caffeine and cigarettes to a whole food plant-based diet? How was that transition for you and your husband?
I think honestly, for my husband, it was really simple. He really didn't have any sensitivities or any objections to it. For me, I think after you quit cigarettes and caffeine at the exact same time, which I don't know how I stayed married after that, But after you go through that, the food part became really simple because the better I ate, the better I felt. And so my motivator was, I'm just done. I'm done suffering. I'm done feeling this way. And the more that you feel strong and capable, the more you want to keep doing it. So it was really quite easy for me.
That's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about what you eat in a typical day.
A typical day, I start with my morning smoothie. It's usually a fruit blend, some kind of mushroom-based protein supplement, as well as vegan creatine, and just make a delicious shake. For breakfast, it's usually one of my tofu scramble or scramble recipes, which there is an aki scramble in the offering in the cookbook for the bundle. And then I usually have rice, side veg, a medley of side veg, and I make a plant-based steak. I also have an oil-free recipe in the bundle as well. And I usually do cut up steak with rice and vegetables, and then a vegetable medley with tempeh and rice for dinner.
Well, that sounds great. And do you exercise?
Yes, I definitely would recommend weightlifting to any woman who wants to feel strong and capable and confident. And for me, it's a great anxiety relief. And working out, going to the gym, lifting weights, pushing myself, challenging myself, doing that 4 to 5 times a week has truly been life-changing.
Fantastic. What else do you like about the bundle other than your own product?
Well, I mean, if I can have a fangirl moment, I've been a huge fan of yours for a while, and to get some of your offerings in this bundle for free because I'm part of the bundle now, it's truly awesome, and I love your content always. I'm friends with Raw Food Romance or Lissa, and her books are always amazing. Her lifestyle breathing techniques are wonderful. And a lot of the fitness stuff and mindset packages and healing packages that are in there, it aligns with where I'm at, and it's wonderful to see other people producing such amazing content.
Nice. Fantastic. When you were first diagnosed with PCOS, how did they diagnose this and what is the standard treatment for it?
Well, they did a blood panel, and for me, it was the insulin resistance is what they showed, and a couple of other markers that showed, elevated hormone levels. And then I was also producing multiple cysts at a time every cycle, and every other month or so, I would skip a cycle. And so I was showing a lot of the symptoms already, and blood work kind of proved, yes, you do have insulin resistance. Yes, your hormones are at this level. And really, the only options that they gave me at that time was to go on hormone replacement therapy or some kind of birth control. And honestly, I personally feel I can't prove it, but in my lived experience, I was on birth control for a very short amount of time when I was 19. And by 20, I was diagnosed with PCOS. So for me, when I took myself off is when my body had difficulty regulating on its own. And I didn't have the lifestyle tools in place to eat better, to take care of myself better. And so it kind of just compounded onto itself. And with my bad lifestyle choices, um, and getting off of birth control at such a short amount of time, it definitely threw me off for many years, and I didn't find balance truly until we went vegan. And we had tried the local, organic, farm fresh, all of the good marketing techniques, and nothing really changed until we made that plant-based switch.
Wow, fantastic. And so they don't really have any treatment for PCOS, do they?
Not really. They just have symptom management. They're like, we can try to curb it here. We can try to put you here. At one point, I was offered metformin, which is actually a diabetic medication to help with the insulin resistance. But once I stopped eating and contributing to the underlying cause of the insulin resistance and the hormone fluctuations, my body actually had the chance to heal. And when you're still eating or contributing to with your lifestyle, I wasn't sleeping well either. And sleep and rest is such a huge part of healing that once I really put in all the lifestyle stuff, I always tell people it's homeopathic medicine. It's not going to work with just one thing. I combined it with, meditation, with a good morning routine, with journaling techniques, with doing things in nature that rebalanced my life. And over the first year is when, honestly, within the first 4 months, my cycle began to regulate itself for the first time in my adult life. And the symptoms really started to go away. I stopped having digestive problems. My skin cleared up. And I know I'm not in the greatest light right now, but I just celebrated my 38th birthday, and I feel like I look younger now than when I was in my 20s when I was struggling with everything. So honestly, the way that I feel and the before and afters, they definitely speak for themselves.
Very nice. Somebody's asking, what need to know what blood tests to consider?
I started with the baseline stuff, just get your hormones checked, figure out where you're at, and then try to see. For me, I had access to herb stores. We lived in Oregon at the time, and there was a lot of places that you can go in and just get herb blends. And I went in with paperwork and said, here are where my hormones are, here's what they're recommending, and here's the route that I would really like to go. And I just worked with people who were herbalists and who knew more than me. I did have a couple of nurse practitioner friends that had extra education in food and consulted with them as far as how to balance my food out. And I eventually did hire a coach. Her name is Anais Zanotti. She's online as well. And she really helped me learn how to eat enough protein on a plant-based diet. And protein is a huge component in hormone regulation, something else I didn't know until I took this journey. So just be open to saying yes to a lot of things that make sense to you and your gut. But I would always start with a baseline blood test, especially if you're showing symptoms and signs of something going on. And we always, as women, we know when things are not right. And sometimes it might take a couple of doctors to get those correct blood tests, but definitely stay active with it.
Great, thank you. Where do you live?
We are currently in small town Alabama. It's a weird journey that we're on right now of just simplifying life. And I did start in Jacksonville, Florida with this company a year ago, March 1st. And I was doing some personal cooking on the side for people. It's still something I would love to offer and provide. It's just where I'm at locally is definitely a vegan food desert. But even in a small place that really is a vegan food desert, I still make everything from scratch. And I'm going to begin making more content on that as well, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't live in LA. I don't live in a major hub that has this. And so I enjoy kind of being the person out here to be that example for even small town Southern living.
That's funny. So there's like no vegan restaurants or other vegans in Alabama that you know of?
And I tried to join a Facebook group and there were 7 people. So they had one vegan restaurant and there weren't enough people actually supporting it, and it went out of business within 6 months. So there's not a lot.
There's some big healing center in Alabama. I can't think of the name right now. Not Hallelujah Acres, but I could have sworn there's one of those places in Alabama, and I can't think of the name. If anybody knows, let me know.
Yeah, me too, for that matter.
I don't know why it's sounding familiar. Where did you live before?
My husband and I were actually farmers. We were holistic farmers out west. We started in Colorado, California, and Oregon, and then we switched over into a different portion of the industry until we finally retired due to just being phased out. And we decided to start new. We wanted to hug the beach, so we lived in Florida for a while. And with plans of where my husband and I want to be in life, we decided to just simplify life and live in a small town where prices are very affordable and wages are good, and you're able to kind of hit the reset button as an adult. So that's why we're here.
I thought of the name, Uchee Pines,
Oh,
Uchee. I don't know much about it. It's in Seal, Alabama, Seale, and I've heard about it from some of the plant-based doctors. Anybody know anything about it? Maybe I should go there. What is Alabama nice? Never been there.
it is in the summertime. If you've never experienced high humidity, it's definitely a challenge. It's hard to adjust to, but after a few years here, I'm getting used to it, kind of. It's very muggy.
Yeah, I don't mind heat, but you're right. I don't love humidity, not at all.
Hmm.
That's fantastic. When in Reno, come visit Divine Grace Retreats. We're vegan, organic on Happy Cow. Wow. I'm about 2 hours from Reno, but I'm just not a world traveler, you know? Have you made any of the recipes from the bundle and if you like them?
Yes, I have. I've gotten into the intimacy book, the plant-based diet for better intimacy, because it's just overall basic heart health and blood flow, and stress reduction type recipes. And I absolutely love that. And as always, I always try to support at least a few recipes out of yours and Liz's book as well. They're awesome. You guys are wonderful. You're
Thank you.
artists of your craft for sure.
Thank you for mentioning the book, the plant-based intimacy book, because my next guest after you tomorrow at 11:30 is Lori Landry, and she's going to be making the sweet potato sundae tomorrow on the show.
And it's delicious. And she is wonderful. I was on her live earlier this week, and her and I have a lot of synchronicities in our healing journeys for sure. She's awesome.
Nice. Very good. So if you guys have any questions, I know that I used to work at the True North Health Center, and sometimes people would do a therapeutic medically supervised water fast to heal their PCOS.
Definitely. Hey, everybody has to find what works for them and that feels sustainable long term. That's always what I say. Mine is just a blueprint of what's worked for me. It's not the be all end all. It's just, over 16 years of struggling with it, I decided to help other people and write down what's worked for me. But if water fasting works, if an all fruit diet for a couple of days works, do what works best for you and feels most sustainable.
Right. You gave me a description to put in the show notes, but I don't have any way for people to contact you. So if you'd like to email me an update, like with your website and any social media links, I can add that to the show notes. Right now, I'm just putting the link where they can buy the bundle from you. So if you'd like to get it from Fawn, please click that link.
And if you do, I can email it to you as well, but it is payhip.com/cookingwithfawn.
Okay, yeah, please email it because it's always better if I can just cut and paste. And are you on social media at all if people want to follow you there or interact there?
Yes. Yes, go ahead and check out my Instagram. I'm most accessible and most active on there. And on my Instagram, it's at Cooking with Fawn.
Great. Yeah, please email those so that I can attach them as clickable links.
Perfect.
Nice. So do you eat balsamic vinegar?
Yes, love it.
Good, good. Because you're a first-time guest on the show. Every first-time guest gets 2 free bottles of California balsamic, courtesy of our friend Thomas Allen. And by the way, anybody that orders through my link will get 2 free bottles as well because it's just so yummy.
Delicious. I'm excited to make delicious recipes and tag you in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's so cool. Alabama. I think you're my first guest from Alabama. So,
Thank
so welcome. Yeah, nice.
you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being in the bundle, for being on the show, and hopefully people will get it from you. Just click the link below.
Thank you so much again for having me and for the invite to participate. It's truly been an honor. I'm really excited to do it again next year.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Fawn, and thanks everyone for watching. Come back at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow for Sweet Potato Sunday.